So the main reason that this was the vision for this when I first walked out here and I saw, just this beautiful space out here in the middle of Harlem outside. I was like, you gotta use this. And when you invited me, you invited me.
It was a graduation.
Yeah, he says a graduation party.
Just called you on the spur of the moment.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, this will be neat. And I walked in, and it was totally different than what I expected. When I was like, okay, did I step in the middle of like tiny Europe here? Between the accents, it wasn't just that people were Caucasian, but the accents and everything. But I immediately thought about the mentorship circle, and I was like, we gotta do a merging and do this type of event. Even though everybody from the mentorship circle wasn't able to be here, and certainly not everybody that I've met is here today, the people that need to be here are. And the reason why I brought up in the beginning it looking different than what I had in my mind is that's exactly, to me, what this special space is about. That sometimes we get caught on the wrong things. We get focused on the divisions between us. You're a woman, I'm a man. You're Puerto Rican, I'm African American. You've served 34 years, I've never seen a all these different things. But at the end of the day, we're all just people. We're all more alike than not. And I thought the age gap was powerful, because in some ways what you all are seeing are mirrors to your lives. I always quote Mike Tyson. What's my favorite quote from Mike Tyson? That everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. But life has a way of punching you in the face. And anybody that has a little bit of age on them knows that. And I know when I was teenager, early 20s, it's like the world is like my oyster. And I've learned a lot, and I told Tim I wanted this to be something where we came together, because it's easy to look and say, wow, like how did that happen? I could see people's faces when you said 34 years. I mean, that's longer than I've been alive, and it's longer than several people here have been alive. And so we hear it with our mind, but we can't really fathom and understand. And so a quick digression, and I'm coming right back on this. I was watching last night on Netflix, The Accountant. And if you get a chance, watch it. Well, no, the Accountant at Auschwitz.
Okay.
Not the one with Ben Affleck. Yeah, it's a different one. That's for a different discussion. This is about a man who is 93, who is being prosecuted for war crimes that he committed against the Jews in the Holocaust 70 years ago. And of course there's a big debate. I mean, he was an accountant. He wasn't even a guard there. He was an accountant he was an accountant by his own volition. So, and he's, at Auschwitz, which was a death camp. And I bring this up because when I watched it, it was powerful for me, because what it did was it brought up in my mind, like, wow, how we can do things and we don't think anything of it, but it can have so many ramifications. And how life is that fragile that you can make one choice and it can change everything. Like one choice. That's like amazing to me. And I wrote this book, Come Back Swinging, because I wanted people to hear my story of graduating from Harvard Law School and 3 years later being in federal prison. And I'm not proud of being in federal prison. Certainly not. I'm definitely not proud of what I did to go there. I'm not proud of those actions, but it's like, how does it happen? And nothing starts as a tree. Like, everything starts as a seed. It starts at a place that is like, it's small, it's imperceptible, and then it leads you down this road And these choices in your whole life can be turned upside down. And so I thought this was my vision for this would be, because I want to open it up and I just want us to talk a bit about decisions. And I don't think, I know I keep looking at the young folks, but I didn't really understand the gravity of decisions as a teenager or in my early 20s. I just didn't get it, because it's like, you know in your mind that a decision can throw your life off course, but I think it's something within each of us is like, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than one decision that leads to 34 years of prison. It has to be. It just, because your mind won't let you believe it's something, it must be something bad about you. Because that's what we do. We have a tendency, even in the church, to do that. It's us versus them. But it's like, no. It could be one wrong move.
I get it. I know what you're saying. Because like I said, when I found her bloody, beat up, eye closed, shaking, I held her in my arm, I cried with her, and she told me who these guys were. In my mind, there was only one thing I can do. I went after her. I didn't stop until I got there. One in New York, one in the Virgin Islands. I had a 60-year sentence for the one in the Virgin Islands, ran concurrent with the 20-year life. I served 34 years for both of them. But I had no choice. One decision. I couldn't, I had to respond. The system was going to, even if they would have caught them, they would have let them go again. They would have did it again to someone else, someone's child, someone's mother, someone's grandma. I had to respond. I'm sorry, but that's just how it was then.
Were there moments during the time that you thought about, that you second guessed yourself and questioned, doubted your decision to, and I want you to share what you feel comfortable, so I don't want to put you on the spot, I want you to share with you. When you say you went after them, it was, what do you mean by that?
I searched for them until I found them. They knew I was coming because they disappeared, but I found out where they went. I called them. Like when we met, they already knew. There was nothing we can talk about. We're done. I did what I had to do. I didn't care if I got caught. I felt good inside because they were going to do it to someone else.
Were there moments where you regretted the decision to go after them?
I wouldn't say go after them. Maybe afterwards I thought about it. Maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. But at that time I was a young man. That was the only way I could respond. There was no other way to handle a situation like that. We're still friends to this very day. At least she's okay now. She has children. She's married. We're still great friends. She looked out for me for all these years. Even when I came out, she looked out for me and stuff. So I don't regret it. It was for a reason. I don't know why. It was just for a reason.
Now, David, you talked about not being in prison physically. And that's a good point. But being in prison mentally, and really every other way that matters. What do you mean by that?
By not a young age, teenager, not truly sharing my feelings. When I was feeling, anyway, sad, I was happy. I was not sharing with anybody the way I feel. And I started getting isolated. And one day I took the wrong decision to start smoking weed. Because I thought it was cool. I didn't know what I was into. I didn't. And after weed, it was something else, and it was something else, until you know, I keep getting close in within myself. I'll start using opiates. I'll start using heroin. And the first time I used it, I have no idea that it was addictive the way it is. But it made me feel so good. Something that I never felt before. But that was the problem. Because then I want more. And I want more. And I went after. And I went after. And then when I decided to stop, I got sick. And that is a feeling that is I mean, if when I use it, I feel something so good. When I didn't have it, I feel something so bad. I mean, because it was not physically, because the physical part probably went away in a couple of weeks. But the emptiness that it left in my mind, it was worse than before. So I keep like digging my own tomb. And I should have asked for help before. I didn't. I thought I could have fixed myself. But no. But then I realized that my problem was not drugs. That is the solution that I look for. Drug is not my problem. That is where I run when I don't want to confront myself. I go to drugs. So at one point I need to stop in front of the mirror, stand in front of the mirror and talk to myself. I need to start looking deep into myself. What is going on with Dave? It's the good Dave and it's the bad one. So the good one, it was like this, and the enemy was almost 100%. It was full blown. So I had to, take a decision. The same, I took one decision that it lead me to the wrong. You take a decision to, I could resurrect, come from the darkness. That's how it is. It is the disease of addiction is a spiritual disease. It's like I said, it's like a demon that is in here, in my mind. So I need to fight that with spiritual things. I cannot keep thinking that I can fight my disease with going to the gym, or getting new clothes, or move to another city, or get me a girlfriend, or whatever physical. I thought that was the solution, but no. I found it the hard way. Because every time that I go back, it was worse.
And you said you read Comeback Swinging in its entirety. What spoke to it? What spoke to you? Let me phrase the question better. What from this book spoke to you?
It doesn't matter from where I came from, what kind of background. If I was in a Christian family, it was not. If I grew up in the hood, in the project, in Beverly Hills, when the enemy want to get you, if my guard is down, it's gonna get me. And it's gonna be with everybody. Nobody is far removed from nothing.